This video is sponsored by Fantasy Football Hub. Every stat used on FPL TV has been taken directly from the hub, and you too can get access to their extensive Opta stats simply by signing up. Their superb Opta tool allows you to filter by position, price, or a specific game week range to identify which players are performing best in the Premier League. To sign up, simply click the link in the description box below. You can also use the code FPL TV for a 10% discount on membership.
Warning, the player selections you're about to see may flop miserably. FPL TV cannot be held responsible for any of your own transfer shockers. Please, FPL responsibly.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Point Predictor, the series where I pick 5 players that I think can return 4 points or more in the upcoming FPL Gameweek. Within my selections, I can only choose 1 player per club, and I have to follow the category shown on screen. If you enjoy the Point Predictor series and want to help support FPL TV, then make sure to drop a like on the video and most importantly get subscribed to the channel. My defensive pick for Game Week 26 goes to Everton's Luca Digne. With some difficult games on the way for Everton, I don't think their defence is the way to go to longer term, because in just the next 8 game weeks they face Arsenal, United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester and Tottenham. Clearly a very tough run of games on paper. However, if you do have Everton defenders currently, like Luca Digne or Mason Holgate, I think they look a decent shout for this game week, with Crystal Palace at home up next. Notably, Everton have actually been pretty solid at home in recent weeks, with 3 of their last 4 home games ending in clean sheets. They were very close to making that 4 out of 4 as well, until conceding those 2 sloppy injury time goals against Newcastle. Their opponents, Crystal Palace, are currently the Premier League's lowest scorers this season, only managing 22 goals in 25 games, therefore increasing the appeal of the Everton defence this week. Luca Digne, as per usual, always offers superb attacking threat as well, and in the last 6 game weeks he's top amongst defenders for many of the underlying stats. He's top for key passes with 10, top for big chances created on 3, and also has the highest expected assists over the last 6 game weeks, with an XA rating of 1.5. My budget midfield pick was between 2 players below 8 million that both face each other this game week, and that's Villa's Jack Grealish and Tottenham's Lucas Moura. The only reason I wanted to choose Moura this week isn't because I think he's a good option long term, but simply because I was keen to select someone that faces the Aston Villa defence. It was a tough call, but it's Grealish that I've opted for in this week's Point Predictor. The playmaker has been so heavily involved in everything that Villa have done going forward, and despite blanking in 3 of the last 4 game weeks, in my opinion he's been quite unlucky not to return more points. Over the last 6 game weeks, Grealish has made 17 key passes, the 4th highest in the league. When I filter these stats to only midfielders below 8 million, he's also top for shots inside the box on 11. Granted, his stats are by no means outstanding, but they do display a player that has both goal and assist potential, and at his price of 6.7 million, there's not many performing better. Defensively, Tottenham have been a bit unpredictable since Mourinho took charge, so I can see Villa scoring in this one, and with a very impressive goal involvement of nearly 50% this season for Grealish, if they do score, he has a 1 in 2 chance of being a part of it. My pick for the any-priced midfielder this week is a bit of a no-brainer, and it goes to Mo Salah. The Egyptian king has been in superb form of late, returning points in 7 of the last 10 game weeks, with 5 of those being big double-digit hauls. In the last 2 games, he returned a whopping 30 points, and notably, these were 2 games that didn't feature Sadio Mane. So, on the off chance that Mane does stay out injured against Norwich, this may actually further Mo Salah's appeal. The Reds face Norwich in Game Week 26, statistically one of the league's worst defences. They've conceded 47 goals so far this season, the joint most in the league. And although they have managed to keep 4 clean sheets, interestingly only 1 of those has come at home, suggesting that at Carrow Road they perhaps try to attack a bit more and therefore increasing their vulnerability. My budget forward pick this game week was a tight call between the informed Troy Deeney and Southampton's Danny Ings, and ultimately I've backed the home fixture. Despite now blanking in the last 3 game weeks, not forgetting he was rested in one of those, Danny Ings' performances have remained impressive, and this was epitomised by his goal against Spurs in the FA Cup during midweek. In the previous game week, away to a very defensively sound Liverpool, he only played 70 minutes, and in that one still registered 4 shots inside the box, joint second behind only Aguero for game week 25. Looking back longer term, over the last 6 game weeks, Ings has managed 21 shots inside the box. That's only one behind the leaders Mo Salah and Firmino, despite playing over 180 minutes less than those two. Southampton face Burnley at home in game week 26, and although Burnley have conceded 20 goals in 12 away games, they can on any given game week pull a strong defensive performance out of the bag. Even so, if Danny Ings doesn't deliver in game week 26, I still very much like him as a great option for at least the next 5 game weeks, with the Saints having a very good run of games on the way. My any priced forward for game week 26 goes to the potentially explosive FPL Hall of Famer Sergio Aguero. With a blank game week in 28 on the way, along with some difficult fixtures and the threat of rotation once the Champions League kicks in, I'm not sure I like the idea of owning Aguero for the long term in FPL. But with a very appealing fixture at home to West Ham in game week 26, Aguero could be a fantastic alternative captain option if you are brave enough to go against Mohamed Salah, who will no doubt be the most popular this week. Transferring in or captaining Aguero this week is certainly high risk for high reward, because as we all know, no player is safe from Pep Guardiola's rotation. If Aguero does start this game though, the stats suggest that hopefully he could be in for a big day of FPL returns. Over the last 6 game weeks, the legendary frontman is the highest scorer on 7 goals. This is even more impressive when you realise he's only played 348 minutes in that time. To put that into perspective, the second highest scorer Mo Salah on 5 goals has played almost double that, on 623 minutes. In those 6 game weeks, he's also top for shots on target with 12, and also for big chances with 8. His opponents in game week 26 are a defensively struggling West Ham, a side that conceded 3 goals at home to Brighton last time out, and also 4 goals away to Leicester in the previous game week. So that's my 5 point predictor picks for game week 26. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, then please get subscribed to FPL TV. You can also hit that notification bell after subscribing, which will then update you as soon as a new video goes live. Good luck to you all for game week 26, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all very soon.